There we go. Hello, can everybody hear me? There we go. We are just having a little bit of technical difficulties after a couple weeks off of doing Pet Chat. Chris has to restart her computer because it wasn't syncing into the sound. So I'm here. I've got Bernoulli. He's the only B squad in this. I gotta change the camera orientation. There we go. So he's just, hi, Bernoulli. So we got Bernoulli here too. Okay. There we go. We're just going to wait for Chris to restart her computer and then we'll get going. All right. Hopefully everybody's good. Hello, hello. We can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Instagram people, can you hear me okay? We're just going to make sure our audio works. Chris is restarting. If you're listening on Instagram, let me know. Okay, good. Perfect. All right. I'm glad that, yeah. Okay. So I've sorted out the audio issue. Perfect. Okay, so Facebook can hear me, YouTube can hear. Yeah, we're just waiting for Chris to restart. So while we're waiting, how about we just look at Bernoulli because he's cute. Bernoulli. Hey, Bernoulli. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I'm in my podcast room, which is also our bedroom, because we've moved downstairs because Gord is still with us. He's on the main floor. So apologies for
I'm backstage, Jay.
I see you there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Chris? Chris, can you hear me? You're frozen. We're having some technical difficulties. Chris, you've frozen. Can you hear me? Well, I can run the whole show myself, I guess. Sorry for the audio. Sorry for the audio issues, everybody. Chris, you're back. Hello? Can you hear me? Chris, hello? Chris, can you hear me? Chris? Chris, can you hear me? Hello? Chris, can you hear me? No. Hello?
I can hear you through the phone. I can't hear you through the SteamYard.
Well, if you've turned that up, you're going to have a really bad echo. So you've got to mute yourself on StreamYard if you're going to listen through the other phone. Okay. Okay. Because otherwise, how's that? Can you hear me now? No, you can't hear me. No, now you have no speaking volume. You've turned off all of your volume.
Okay, so I've turned on my mic on the phone, so that's excellent.
Okay.
And I can hear you through the phone, but I can't hear you through StreamYard.
Okay, so yeah, something's up with your computer, your settings. So
No, it was working, so I don't know.
yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get started. Hello, pet enthusiasts. My name is Jason Zakowski. I'm the dog dad of Bunsen Beaker and Bernoulli, and the cat dad to Brix. My co-host with the mostest is...
Hi there, I'm Chris Sikowski, and I'm the cat mom to Bunsen Beaker. I'm the dog mom to Bunsen Beaker and Bernoulli, and the cat mom to Ginger.
Yay. So we're having some audio issues with Chris. Her mic and her headphones aren't working. So she's listening in through on another platform. So you're going to be maybe a few seconds behind us to talk. Is that correct? Can you hear Chris?
I can hear you. I'm here. I might be a couple seconds behind. I'm so sorry.
Okay, we're going to have to get to the bottom of why that's not working. Okay, anyways. Hopefully everybody had a good Easter. We took last weekend off. And then, Chris, you've been super sick for an entire week. You're still sick today. So we are going to probably just do a very short pet chat just to protect your voice.
I actually have not been this sick in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have been, what's the word for it? Destroyed. Like barely able to, function this week.
Yeah. Are you as destroyed as Bernoulli looks there? He is asleep.
He had a great day at the wagon walk.
Yeah. He is just on the floor sleeping. Do you have an animal in your room?
I have Beaker, and I thought I had Brix, but he might be gone now.
Oh, okay. All right, we start with we're going to just start with some Q&A. So if you have some questions for us, we will answer those questions. It might mostly be me talking today because Chris does have some audio issues, and we have some people the first 5 minutes was me asking if we can hear you and you being frozen or something. So lots of people are responding in the chat that they can hear me and they cannot hear Chris, but now you can hear Chris. All right, so let's get to some of the questions. Sonia is asking, Sonia, aka Poison Ivy, Batman villain, is asking if Bernoulli is related to Bunsen. Did you hear me ask that question, Chris?
I heard you ask that question, and he is not. He is not related to Bernoulli at all.
No, he's not even a brother from another mother. He has nothing related aside from being a Bernese Mountain Dog. Karen Kate Mears asks, what did I turn into? Well, a gong show. Somebody's asking how Brix is doing. So yeah, Brix is doing great. Brix is doing awesome. He is growing like a bad weed. I know Chris doesn't want to admit that Brix has gotten way, way bigger, but he definitely has. He's gotten way bigger. And yeah, he's coming on adventures with me. This whole week I've been on holiday, which has been weird because you've been working or sick. But I've taken them out every single day pretty much on my holiday for a big walk together. Yeah. Anything else?
So
anything else you want to add?
Super fun for you and for Brix, and he is definitely getting very large. And I just think back to when he was so tiny and could fit in our hand, or he could fit right by my shoulder and just fit and snuggle in. And now he's massive.
He's only gotten a little bit bigger. He hasn't gotten a ton bigger.
If you think a little bit, if by a little bit you mean a mountain, he's like a mountain next to our Bernese Mountain Dogs. A boulder, I guess, a mini mountain.
Yeah. He's very cute. We're very, very lucky to have him. So, All right. Do you have any questions? I guess you've got your hands full with your tech issues. Are you able to check Twitter to see if there's any questions?
Yeah, I'll check and see if there's any questions here.
So Jordan, who's watching on Facebook, has a question. Did you have dogs as a child? And I did not. I did not have a dog until I was 17. And then that was the family dog, Gwyn. Chris has had dogs pretty much her whole life from when she was young, but they've been smaller dogs. They haven't been big dogs. Janice says, sorry, you aren't feeling well, Chris. Hopefully you get better. Holly has a good question. Now that Bernoulli is 2, have you thought further about getting him neutered, or you're happy with the vasectomy? So interestingly enough, today we had Wagon Walk. We'll see if we get around to telling that story. And we were talking with Shar, who is the owner of Waggles. And we were talking to her about that, because now that Bernoulli's 2, he's past kind of the danger zone for a big dog being neutered. And I made the joke that it would definitely, she says that he should get neutered if you're not planning on having little Bernoullis, just because he does still have some unwanted behaviors from, being intact. Not like aggression, but he's like very interested in the ladies some days. And then that gets him into trouble, she said. And then I made the joke that can you imagine if we had a whole bunch of little Bernoullis on his, so like if we had puppies, if Bernoulli had puppies, because you could have his vasectomy reversed. And then she's like, yes, that would do very well for social media. Maybe not your sanity. And then she made the funny comment that we could put his sperm on ice. So that might be a little bit too much information for folks, but Holly did ask. So there's that. Hi. So we have
food for thought.
Yeah. Well, we also have friends at the door here. Okay. Bye, Bernoulli. You gonna come back?
You have bricks now.
Yeah, he ran kind of like to where your clothes are, so I don't really want to show the floor there. Brixie, come here. You can see outside of the room. Here, Brix. There he is.
He's right there.
There goes Brix.
Look at him. He's as big as a mountain.
Yeah, he's probably Bernoulli's going to go lick maul him because there we go.
There it is.
Best friends. Oh, now we have Beaker.
Oh,
Beaker's here. Hi, Brix. Hi, Brixie. There, y'all can see Brix.
Anyway, so if anybody has any ideas or knows about freezing sperm, the process about doing that's something that I might be interested in.
I'm sure Shar will know. Okay, watch out.
Later, baby.
Yeah. Okay, I'm closing this door. Oh, no, you went out. No, you're stuck in here now, Brix.
Are you in or out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got to stick. He's
knocking on the door, scratching. Let me out.
Brixie. There we go. Any other questions on Twitter, Chris?
Not that I was able to see. There's good comments from people.
Mm-hmm.
Hello from Trixie, the newest recruit for Artemis 3. So that's Paula's dog. Dawn hasn't been here in a while, and so she loves the new theme song. And Kathy did say, "Ooh, I hope Bianca's here," because she promised a story about Liffey. And then Steve asked, "Has Bunsen helped Bernoulli find any more moose parts?" Well, we have a little bit of a story about that. Steve also said his phone's been acting up. Paula had mentioned the spine story. Dawn said hello, hello, hello. And that's about it that's showing right now. Because sometimes it doesn't show me until later what people are saying or asking.
Sorry, I got nudged by Bernoulli, and he made my phone go flying. So yeah, that's just what happened right there.
Yeah. Right there.
Okay, so that's Holly's question. I'll answer one from Instagram, or we'll take a look at one from Instagram. Is it still nice and cool for all of the fur babies? So up until about yesterday, it has pretty much snowed every single day or been icky and cold and windy. And the last couple days, it's been really nice. And that's been good for Chris.
Today wasn't as nice as I had hoped.
No,
Yesterday was plus 15.
that's Celsius. Obviously, in Fahrenheit, that would be a terrible day.
No, it was good. It was nice yesterday with the sun. Today was overcast, but that was good for the dogs so they don't get too hot on the walk, on the wagon walk. And I wanted to get out, but that was just too much for me. That was my one errand of today, and that's all I could do.
Beaker, be nice to Brixie. Was he too close? He's just a little man. Okay. Hello. All right. I gotta set my phone down. Come here. All right. It's a lot for me too. Oh, I'm loving that Beaker and Brix are getting along. Yes, I'm loving that too. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. You can see Brixie's unimpressed face because I've grabbed him. There we go. He's so cute. Look at him. Okay. I can't manage to be a cameraman and look at all of the different sites. So we have Bridget says that spine was super freaky. Yes, that spine was super freaky. That spine was super, super freaky. Chris didn't have to deal with that.
Well, because you've been off on spring break this week, Jason. So you have been able to go with the dogs whatever time you want to go for a walk. And so you definitely went during the day when I was teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, the body parts come out.
Somebody on Instagram says that we should start collecting them to make an animal from all the body parts.
They must have missed out on Frankenmoose.
Yeah, Frankenmoose was a whole series of jokes on text from Bunsen.
Yeah.
No, Brooks, you got to stay here. No, I know. Too bad for you. You came in. I know. It's too bad.
He's crying.
Okay, we'll take one more question and then we'll move on to stories of the week. We've answered this one before, but we'll be as quick as we can because it's a good question. Texas Toad Frog asks, how did you decide on that breed? Texas is watching on Instagram. How did you decide on that breed? So I'm wondering if it's both breeds. We have a golden retriever, that's Beaker, and then we've got Bernoulli over there. You can just see the mess of cables and cords there is to run all this stuff. Normally you don't get to see over there. So I've loved golden retrievers my whole life, and we had a golden retriever before Bunsen named Callan. And then the Bernese Mountain Dog came along because I saw one as a puppy, and they're very, very, very cute. And there's a bunch of other good things about them. They're easy to train, and they love the winter. So we have winter lots here in Canada. So hi, Bix. Yeah. Is Brooks
They're always up for an adventure too.
Yeah, they're very adventurous. Yeah.
But then they do need to walk like a dog. We need to walk them every day, but they are not like super high energy where they go for a walk and then they're like, oh, I could go for 10 more. Like Callan, I used to run with her every day. I'd run 5 kilometers with her, and then we'd get in the car and she's like, okay, when are we going 10 more? And she was just never tired. So the burners definitely get played out, and you do have to walk them because they do need that mental stimulation for their brain, for their body, all the good things that come with taking your dogs for a walk, that companionship, and that bond. But they do tire out.
Yes. My mic has been knocked over by bricks. We'll do one more question, then we'll get to the stories of the week. Is Bricks able to stay on your shoulders the whole time you're walking outside? So if he wants to, yes. He sometimes gets a little squirrely and wants to be in front of me. And then other times he wants to get back in the backpack. So for I'd say 90% of the walk, he is content to be like just looking around and either being in the backpack or perched on my shoulder. But then he does for about 10% of the walk, especially on the way back. I think he knows the walk is almost over. He wants to be down or he wants to be carried like a prince, like kind of in front of you. So that's just something I'm working on. Oh, this is a good one from Kate. We should probably answer this. Chris, you can take this question, or do you want me to?
It says, obviously we see Bricks with dad more than mom, but is he more of a dad guy or mom guy on the daily? And dad, you said you were never really a cat guy before, but has Bricks won you over for life now? I take video. I take video of Jason. I take video of Jason and the dogs. I take video of Jason and the cats. And so I just take running content of what's happening at the house. And Jason maybe doesn't take as much content of me interacting with the animals. And so that's just the difference. I'm interacting with the animals all the time. They're my babies. Like, I love them. It's actually a problem, like how much I love them. But so that's just the difference. I kind of have that keeping the camera out, trying to catch snippets, even between the animals themselves, like between Bricks and Beaker. So there's just a lot more content of that Jason can choose from to put onto social media and build stories from. But in terms of, no, he's like, I'm a little jealous, yes, because when we first got Bricks, he was so tiny and I wanted to keep him so safe. And I would take him into the front room and I would play a game called Snuggle, and he would snuggle on me and we would just bond. And I thought this was going great. And he was like so cute, and he's my little baby, he's my kitty. And then like I put him in my hoodie, and then Jason started putting Bricks in his hoodie, like his hat, his hood. And then Jason bought a Snuggie that has a cat container in it. And so now Bricks just like loves Jason. And so every morning he has snuggle time. But, Jason, the other day I had snuggle time. Bricks came to me.
Yeah.
You were at the gym on Friday, and Bricks came to me for snuggle time. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was gone early. Fridays are my early mornings. So
yeah. And then in terms of being won over, this is the miracle of all miracles. I had cats growing up, and I had a cat when Jason and I met, and her name was Poco. And I love Poco. Man, she was a good cat. And she bit Jason. She didn't really like Jason.
No.
You swelled up every time you would come over, and when we were dating, and it was like it just shows your stick-to-itiveness, and I guess how much you want to be with me. You put up with sinus infections every time.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, I'm never getting a cat ever again, because this is my life now. No cat. But with the food that binds to the FeLD1 protein, when Adam and I saw Ginger, in the Bone and Biscuit for rescue, I said, Adam, we have to get this cat. There's no way that we cannot have her. And he's like, oh, I like this cat. I'm like, I know, like, because I know a good cat. And so then we did the food, we introduced her to Jason, and it was enough. But like, that's just the small part. The small part was that he wasn't having an allergic reaction to her. But what it allowed us to do, or allowed to happen, is Jason to see how cool cats are.
Yeah.
And like all the things that they do, and like every first was like I'd seen a cat jump from the floor to the counter.
I couldn't
Jason
believe
had never
it.
seen that. So
No.
all of the crazy cat firsts I got to experience through Jason's eyes and through that joy. And yeah, he actually really likes Ginger.
Mhm.
And then when Ginger went to Edmonton to be with Adam, because that's how that all played out. I was not surprised, but kind of surprised that Jason says we got to get another cat.
Mhm.
Like, I was a little surprised at how quickly you wanted to enter that discussion and entertain having another cat.
Yeah, I missed her so much. She was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's definitely more aloof than Bricks. Bricks is such a snuggly, cuddly guy. And I think that's what has me head over heels for this little cat, because he's just so cuddly. He's the most cuddly pet I've ever had. Like,
Well, you've only had two. And
no, like, yeah. Oh, Bunsen is fine. Yeah, people are asking about Bunsen because he's not on camera. He's definitely fine. He's upstairs and he's upset. He's crying. So
it's toddler time.
what is that? Oh, yeah, it's toddler time. He's fine. His health is great. He was on the live that I did not too long ago. Okay, let's get to thank you for all of the questions. Let's get to the stories of the week. Are you still feeling okay, Chris? We'll maybe do 2 and then we'll wrap it up.
No, I'm, as long as I sound good.
Yeah, you do. We gotta get to the bottom of your sound issue. Okay, so the big story of the week, I think, probably ties all of us together. And that is, where is it here? Okay, and that is the Artemis launch. So I'll just zoom in here. Do you get Chris, am I sharing Beaker looking at the Artemis launch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So you were super sick on Monday and it was your birthday.
Oh, so terrible. So awful.
Yeah, you were really sick on Monday and that was your birthday. So a happy belated birthday. You're not even in the shot because you're actually lying downstairs. And this was, I was
with Beaker there.
Oh yeah, you were, but then you did go away for some of it. But we were
her ear.
Yeah, we were glued to the Artemis flyby of the moon. It was just, the moon kept getting bigger. Like, it was just so cool. And everybody around the world was just captivated by the crew on Artemis 2. Like, they were all special people. And I did write a really heartfelt Substack about Artemis 2 and how much that means to Canadians, because Jeremy Hansen is a Canadian. He was one of the 4 crew that went on the moon flyby, and man, I was getting emotional. Like, my eyes were wet when they would show our flag, in Artemis 2, hit like the Canadian flag on Jeremy's spacesuit. It was pretty impressive and just so very cool. Now, where am I going with this? Is that NASA has been going back and forth with us on Twitter. So yeah, Beaker was watching Artemis 2. I think she saw the ball and thought it was a ball on TV. She likes balls. And she saw that the moon was maybe a ball. Anyways, NASA responded, give Beaker a pat for the crew. They can't quite reach from the moon. And then somebody at NASA sent us a message that one of the crew really likes Beaker. So I think they showed the crew this video, and somebody got back to NASA that they really like Beaker or something. So that's very, very cool. And I missed it until days after, but when they had the Earthrise photo, I'm just going to see if I can fit here. When there was the Earthrise photo, here we go. So amazing shot, right? Beautiful shot. It kind of reminded me of Bunsen and then Beaker peeking over the couch. It's like the moon or the Earth was peeking out behind the moon, and NASA responded again. Everyone needs a best friend in their orbit. And I missed it for a day. I didn't even know they responded. And I said, the big ones got to look out for the little ones. And of course, that's Bernoulli and Bricks, who are kind of like the Bunsen and the Beaker, because Bricks is so little and Bernoulli looks out for him. anyways, that's my story of the week related to the pets. We, with bated breath, watched Artemis 2 splash down yesterday. And we're just so happy they're all safe, and we're just so proud of Jeremy, and our hearts are full for the other crew. Reed, Victor, and Christina. No, sorry, did I get her? What's her? Christina? Did I get that right? Oh, there's Bunsen.
Christina.
Christina. Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was something else. I thought it was Victoria. No, we're just so impressed with that whole crew. And you should really watch some of their speeches that they gave. They were talking live not more than a couple hours ago, and all four of them had such pointed messages that again brought tears to my eyes, because it's just like our shared humanity. I'm rambling a bit, but it was just very, very cool. And it was very cool that our pets on social media got involved in the action. No, NASA didn't say anything about bricks. Janice is asking. Yeah, so people are saying, can't believe Beaker got a shout out from NASA. The whole Artemis Jr. was so inspiring. Beaks is a superstar. She is. I was glued to the TV last night. Did NASA say something about bricks? No. That is so cool. NASA commented on your posts. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, very, very cool.
So Bunsen's come down here, and I showed him on my screen.
Yeah.
Were people able to see him?
Yeah, I did say that Bunsen was there. He's fine. How did he get downstairs?
Heel and Toe Express.
Oh, he just
the 4-Paw Express.
Got it. Yeah.
He got down from he used his own body, his own legs, his own volition.
Chris, do you want to say anything about that, or do you have another story you want to talk about?
No, I just was really impressed with all of that. The flyby of the moon on my birthday, how amazing of a birthday present is that? And I just wish I felt a lot better.
Yeah.
I didn't. And then, at the end of the week, enjoying the splashdown, with a little bit of impatience, like, oh, come on, let them out.
Oh, when they went out of communication, that was tough. Right.
Yeah, that was tough, because it's like, what's hurtling down towards Earth at a rapid pace, rapid clip. So that was a really great story of the week, and just inspiring, and it's something that does bring us together as humanity, and encourages us to just be better. Be better as humans, and be better as we continue to explore. I did read a post. Someone mentioned the teachers of the astronauts, and like how we pour ourselves into our kids, and I just was like, yeah, you know what, that's really cool.
Yeah. Jeremy's talked about how instrumental his teachers were in getting him on the track to be an astronaut. So yeah, it's a tough job what Chris and I do, but it's very rewarding, and you do shape the future. So Artemis 3 next year, and then Artemis 4 lands on the moon. So very cool. Bridget said, so cool to see Bunsen pop his head in. Yeah, he's doing fine. We do, like, we have kind of like taken him a bit out of the spotlight, because he is a little bit older and he doesn't come on all of the walks sometimes. So yeah, that's maybe why you see a little bit less of Bunsen. He's earned his retirement from social media. Like, he deserves a bit of a break someday. I'm not going to wake him up if he's sleeping to go do some social media nonsense. He loves to do it though. Like, he loves to dress up, and he loves to pose, and he loves to work. So, but like, he's going to be turning 9 soon. Yeah. Perry Cat said, our Prime Minister, Mark Carney, was talking to all of the astronauts, and Carney was, Carney's very charismatic. And he was having some really fun back and forth with the Artemis 2 crew. Yeah. our prime minister, just like everybody in Canada. So very proud and excited. Okay, Chris, do you have a story of the week to share?
Well, I don't know if you want to share the spine story.
I can, I guess. It was horrible.
But that's what the fans want. They want to hear all about it.
Yeah, there's two things the fans want. And if they could just happen all the time, we would both be able to retire from being teachers because we would have millions of followers on social media. One of those things is when the dogs find something disgusting and run away with it. That people love that. And the other is ginger maulings. Do you remember when Bernoulli, like he was kind of rough with her as a puppy for like a month? Like it didn't last very long. And people were commenting more maulings, like when they went away. It's pretty ridiculous. But if you're watching live, I'm just going to share my screen so you can see it. What day was this? Thursday? Wednesday? Oh God. Yeah. So I was on the way back with all of the animals and Bricks. And Bricks had squirmed out of the backpack and he was on my shoulder, which was fine. And then all of a sudden Bunsen came. He wasn't really listening. I was like, man, when he doesn't listen, he's into something. And I look over there and he has a spine, a whole back of some creature, which I haven't reverse Googled yet what it could be. And then I think because Bunsen has a slip disc, it was a lot to hold for his neck. And so then he gave it to Bernoulli, and then Bernoulli took it away. He did the Bunsen runaway move where he like trots away all happy with it. And anyways, I just couldn't believe it. So I think I said something like, give me the back, which was funny. I had a pun right in my pocket because I'm a teacher. But it was chaos. I had to set Bricks down to go after this stupid spine, and there's Bunsen eating the snow. And yeah, there's the spine. Just ridiculous. And Beaker started to dig right away, and she was spraying dirt all over Bricks, and Bricks was just stunned. Bricks was just stunned this was happening. So it's pretty ridiculous. So that's the spine story. Anything you want to add to that, Chris?
No, just that everybody delights in your disgust.
Yeah, it's awful.
Finding the body parts. So Bunsen was very happy. Did you see his little cute face?
Yeah, I hate that very much.
And then did you notice the Bye Felicia vibes that Bernoulli had when he was running away?
Yeah, like he had the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Bye, Felicia. Look what I have. You can't have it. Yeah. So that was good. So that was the story of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
And then do you want to talk about the third story of the week where you went to the Central Alberta Child Advocacy Center?
I could. Yeah, it's a pretty emotional story. Can you give me just 1 second here? I'm doing a thing.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a little bit hard to. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, Chris. I was just policing some troll in the comments there. I think I got him blocked. It's just hard to do it through StreamYard. Okay, I got a little bit of a. There we go. Okay, do I have an echo at all? Are we good?
I don't hear an echo.
Okay, so I posted on all of the social medias. I don't know what's the best way to explain this. Last year, we with community support, obviously, because people donated stuffies. We have stuffy replicas of all of the animals. This is the Bernoulli one. I've got it on my podcast desk. There it is. And some people asked if they could donate stuffies, and we said yes. So we organized that with Central Alberta Child Advocacy Center, and we've also done another campaign with the Ronald McDonald Hospital House. But this story is about the Central Alberta Child Advocacy Center. And then around Christmas time to kind of February, we had another campaign for people to donate stuffies, and then we matched them. So yesterday, today's Saturday. Yeah, yesterday I dropped off about 100 stuffies to the Central Alberta Child Advocacy Center, and it's awful, but they were out of the stuffies we gave them. The CACA, or whatever the acronym is, Central Alberta Child Advocacy Center, CAC. How would you say that quickly?
CACAC.
CACAC. There we go. CACAC. Thank you. They are a wonderful organization, a massive, huge building with so many supports, where when children are abused, they go there for intake, and they're wrapped in like support and love, and it's just a wonderful facility. You and I got a tour of it. They have therapy dogs, and they've got counselors, and they've got all manner of stuff. I don't know if I really want to tell the story on live, because if we could get some kind of like content warning, Chris.
Okay.
But the long and short of it is, I was told a very touching story that our stuffies, though they were the first batch, they gave them all to kids. They kept 3, and those 3 are used to help kids be brave. And man, after I was told that story, I was like, oh, okay, just trying to hold it together and doing the paperwork. And then I got out to my car, and I was just, I just broke down. Like, I couldn't keep it in. It was just too much. Like, it's just a lot. It is a very heavy place to go into. And we're just so thankful that people donated the stuffies, and yeah, I guess that's the story.
Yeah, and people can check it out on our social media if you want to know more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the posts are on our social medias. Okay, well,
but it wouldn't have been possible. Would not have been possible without the help of our community.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we are just so grateful and thankful that we are part of this community. And everybody has such caring and compassionate hearts for others, and want to do things to help and support and make other people's lives easier or better. And that's important to us.
Robin says, amazing post, but read it with tissues. Amy says, you were so tender-hearted. I don't know. I don't think the most stoic person, and even a man, like the most stoic man, could go in there and hear the stories and hear what they do for kids and what kids have gone through. And then for something that you've done to help, I don't think the most stoic person would remain dry-eyed. But yes,
you did get to meet the therapy dogs again.
I did, yeah. But it's true. I think I am tender-hearted. Yeah. Okay, so we do have some questions, and I just want to acknowledge them. From Grandma Maggie about feeding a 9-week-old puppy, how much 2 times a day? So that's a question more for your vet, and it depends on the dog breed. So that would be a question I would ask your vet for how many times your dog should be fed, rather than us give that kind of advice. There's some general advice probably some folks would be able to give, and we can just say that, our dogs get fed twice a day. Bricks gets fed 3 times a day. I just wanted to acknowledge that. I'm not ignoring you, but that is a great question.
Some other sources of information could be your local pet store.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're very fortunate with the Bone and Biscuit that Josh is really knowledgeable about animals, and like he's helped us with feeding our dogs. He's helped us with bricks and like the moisture content in food, and so don't discount that either, because they do. If you have a really good local pet shop that loves animals as much as we do, then they're a good source of information too.
Yeah, very good. Oh, hey, Lala Vita says I purchased the hiking cat backpack and my cat loves it. Yay, I'm so happy for you. That's the brand that we partnered with, the Wild Path backpack. Yeah, it is an amazing backpack. So I'm so glad that you're happy. Like I've mentioned this before that we get like every week I get some kind of thing asking us to pitch some kind of product. And I have very strict standards for that. And like the number one thing is you got to send us the thing. And if we don't like it, then we don't have any obligation to hawk your product. But that backpack was amazing. It's probably one of the best products we got sent. That and the pet couture dog beds, which are so amazing.
So amazing.
But they're very expensive. So I don't know if they still have our coupon code up there. Those pet beds are amazing. And somebody won a prize from that, right? Do you remember that? There's some lady won a dog or a dog bed from Pet Couture. So that was awesome. I'm glad they followed through there and they sent a bunch to a shelter. Yeah. Oh, somebody says they like your nails. So if anybody has some community sharing on Twitter, if you'd like to come up and speak, we'll let a couple folks come up and talk. If you've got a pet story you want to share with everybody, and then if you have other questions, you can ask us those questions right now, and we'll try to get to them. I'm going to keep Pet Chat real like tight to 7 because Chris is still not 100%. And
okay, that's very nice of you, Jay.
And
one thing that we didn't talk about, and Service Roddies is here, Team Service Roddies. Marla is here.
Yeah.
Woot, woot. Marla's in the house.
Yeah.
And if she comes up, she can talk about the Easter egg hunt and how much fun we had last week.
Yeah.
Doing that. That was like the day before I got sick. And
on Saturday. That's why we didn't have Pet Chat last week.
We didn't have Pet Chat on Saturday, no.
No, because we were doing the Easter egg hunt with Marla. Because Marla invited us. That was really kind of her to invite us. That was super fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Bianca's up, so we'll go over to Bianca. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did promise a story about the miscreancy of Liffey.
Sure.
And now I can finally tell it.
Bianca, just would you mind telling everybody what and who Liffey is? We know, but there's lots of people on other platforms that wouldn't know. So
Liffey is my golden cocker spaniel, and I also have a blue roan cocker spaniel named Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
So this happened a few weeks ago, sort of with Easter and everything. I haven't told it yet, but we were going out for a walk, and where I live, there's houses and then there's parkland along a freeway. So it's a lot of parkland. It just runs the length of it. And what happened was I stopped with Lucy, and just for a second, literally just a second, and Liffey managed to slip out of my hand, and I turned around and she was gone.
Oh no.
There's like 100 meters, 100 meters either way, no dog in sight. So I'm thinking, where's she going? And so I look around, no sign of her. And as well as all this, we were getting a walk in between showers. It was not a sunny day.
Oh man.
And so I'm thinking, what do I do here? I'm calling her. She's not coming. I see a man with his kid, and they're in raincoats. They're prepared. I'm not.
Okay.
Anyway, so I said to him, have you seen a golden cocker spaniel? And he says, oh yeah, I saw her. She was running after a guy, the guy who was running. They've crossed the bridge across the freeway. And I'm thinking, she's on the other side of the freeway. What do I do here? So Lucy is 14. So I thought I'll take her home and just because she can't run around with me.
Mhm.
And it might be a bit more sensible. So I take her home. In the meantime, it started bucketing raining.
Oh, man.
And when I say bucketing raining, it's one of those ones where you can't really see because it's raining so hard. And I don't have an umbrella or a coat or anything.
It's gotten from bad to worse, it sounds like.
It's gotten from bad to worse. And there is not a golden cocker spaniel in sight.
Oh, no.
So I take Lucy home. I'm wandering around the park. I did actually think to get an umbrella, but I was wet by then, so it didn't really matter. Anyway, so I'm wandering around. I'm calling her. I cross the bridge to the other side of the freeway because there's parkland on that side too. And there's also like a sporting ground. You know, there's an oval, there's a clubhouse, there's all that sort of stuff. Nowhere in sight. But I've got choices. Did she go left? Did she go right? Did she go straight ahead around the oval? I don't know where she is. Finally, I get a phone call and it's an unknown number. And I'm thinking, oh, good, this is someone that's found her because I haven't. And it's this guy and he says, I've got your dog. And I said, well, where are you? Because I'm in the park and I'm looking for her. I can't find her. He says, I don't really know where I am because I'm a DoorDash driver and I've just got to the area. I live, a couple of suburbs away. He did name it. But I don't know where I am. And I said, well, are you anywhere near the park? And he said, no, I'm on the street. I'm thinking, oh, where is she? And I'm also thinking, at what point did she stop running and think to herself, where's Mum? Where's everyone?
Yeah.
I'm in a bit of a problem here. Anyway, so the guy on the phone, he says, oh, hang on, someone else is coming. So he's asked this other guy where he was, and they gave me a corner. She'd gone through the sporting ground out onto the street on the other side. Anyway, so I said, well, I'm just 2 minutes away. I'm coming. So I run over and there's this guy and he's got this ginormous four-wheel drive car. And in the back is this naughty Liffey, absolutely drenched. You would have thought that she'd jumped in a lake. She was that wet. Because it was so wet, but she just looked as happy as anything. She had the most awesome time. She's got a 3-meter lead, so whatever that is, 10 foot, 3-meter lead. That was trailing behind her. That was absolutely soaked wet too. I was absolutely soaked wet, but she'd had an absolute ball in all this. She walked home with me. She was as happy as anything. Meanwhile, I'm muttering under my breath. My shoes are squelching. I'm wet, but she had a great time.
Oh, I'm so glad it had a happy ending. That is always so scary when dogs get loose in the city around cars and things like that.
Well, that's right. It's like there's a lot of parkland around, but I was thinking she could be absolutely anywhere. Like, because it runs along a freeway, as long as the freeway is as long as how much parkland there is. So she could have been absolutely anywhere. But fortunately, what she'd done was take the path that she likes to go the most.
That's good.
So she was predictable in her miscreancy. But I was getting a little bit alarmed at the time and thinking, well, what do if I don't find her? What do I do? There's no one around. It's raining. But fortunately, this guy stopped and put her in his car and everything. And I mean, I can sort of chuckle about it now because it was an adventure. But at the time, when I was standing in the rain, it wasn't funny at all.
No, I would have
been funny at all.
No, I would have been scared for my dog and then also uncomfortable. But we have the dry rain in Alberta.
Dry rain?
No, it's just a joke we make.
Jason is trying to be funny.
The
He
folks
talks
from
about the wet cold and then the dry cold, and you
Yeah.
haven't been wet until you've been Alberta wet,
yeah
and he just does it to mock.
Western Canadians
people.
from from the like some people who are around the places where there's oceans and it never really gets that cold. They're like, oh, you might have -40 in Alberta, but we have the wet cold, which is way worse. I've heard that like 1,000 times in my life, and I'm like, yeah, -5 is pretty cold, but when it's -40, that is way colder than your wet cold. So now I troll people back by saying that like if they ever complain about the rain, I'm like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. In Alberta, we have the dry rain. Like you when it is so dry and then it rains, nothing is as bad as that dry rain. And then they don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I know in Australia, you probably get dumps of rain that would just boggle our mind.
Well, that's sort of what this was. Like, we hadn't had rain for a while, but this was the sort of one, that you get. I think you'd almost call it like a cloud burst. It just absolutely buckets for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something. And if you happen to be in it, well, you may as well just jump in a lake because it's that way.
Oh my goodness. Bianca,
But
thank you
anyway.
so much for sharing your story, and I'm so glad it had a good ending. And yes, the miscreants definitely lived up to their name.
Yep, she had no shame at all.
I think we have Marla. Marla came up as a speaker. I think you brought her up, hey?
Yeah, I did. Hi, Marla.
Hi, Marla.
Thanks.
So we'll go over to
Yeah.
you. And again, thanks to Bianca for sharing your story.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
It's been a week, hasn't it? Goodness. So yeah, I wanted to touch base with our Easter egg hunt. So every year for like 6 years now, I've taken little plastic eggs and gone out and filled them with treats and hid them around a parking lot behind an adult. Well, I guess it used to be a high school. Now it's a continuing education place. Under the dumpster, on a bench, all sorts of places. And one at a time, we take dogs and let them go hunting for their Easter eggs. And of course, over the years, the crew of dogs participating has changed. But this is something that the dogs absolutely love. Like, I pull into that parking lot and Chesney is just like, let me go. I don't need you. I can do this. Just leave me alone. I want to go find eggs. And one of the great things about this is so much that we do with our dog. The dog is looking to us for guidance all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something where they're kind of working independently. They might need help getting their egg, but they're thrown and they're hunting on their own. A great time. Huge confidence builder for dogs. But this year, we invited you guys, but I'm a little disappointed the weather was so cold because it would have been nice to have done a little group walk afterwards and thrown the bunny ears on, but that wind was nasty.
Yeah, it picked up and it wasn't fun, for sure.
And truthfully, my little menace to society puppy, he was already done for the day. His brain was just overwhelmed. But your dogs were fantastic. Bernoulli handled it pretty much just as I expected. Like, for a dog that has never done that, he needed a little bit of help.
Mm-hmm.
And like, truthfully, if you were going to work on something like that at home, you just start with super easy finds, like where he can't miss it. Let him find it, cue that find as soon as he sees it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gradually make it harder and harder. But it was Beaker that stole the show. She totally stole the show. For a dog that has never done that, it was really cool to see. And I had some video clips. And as I was making up the video afterwards, I watched what she was doing. And, the first egg, she needed a little bit of guidance to go find. And then everybody was like, yay, good girl, you found it. And, she was like super proud of herself. But then you guys started walking down the parking lot with her. And I was watching in the video clip, her nose was sniffing like right at the ground, and then she'd stop and she would look both ways and scan the air at a different level.
Yeah.
And then she'd drop back down and keep going. Natural, total natural. Like, and retrievers usually are pretty good at this, but that girl, she was absolutely amazing. And then, you know, as soon as they find the thing, you get the little tippy tap toe dance and like, look what I did, look what I did.
Yeah.
And they're so proud of themselves. And it was just really cool to see a dog that's never done that. Like my dogs, I've usually started them with a little bit of it at home before I take them out in the world to do it. So it was so cool to see a dog just go, oh, this is the game. This is what I do. And then excel so much. I'm highly tempted to offer to mail her down a odor kit and do like a couple video sessions with you guys to teach her how to imprint an odor. And then you can hide it anywhere and have her find wintergreen or something. So if you're interested, I'm happy to do that. That would be fun.
Yeah, we would love to do that. It made me, there's a place that we go and we take Bernoulli dock diving there. Sadly, the one close to home shut down. But they also do scent detection games and competitions and something called Barn Hunt. Yeah. So I think that's something we're going to look at doing this summer with Beaker because she really liked it, I think. And she was good at it. And it was cool to see because like I've said before, Beaker sometimes in the shadow of Bunsen and Bernoulli. So it was good. It was good to let her shine a bit.
She was awesome. Like just the way she engaged her nose and the scenting. And again, Goldens, you know, the retrievers were bred for hunting dogs. And now all dogs are really good at scent work, but some dogs just really excel. And I mean, it's as simple as when you throw a stick into the woods and there's a whole bunch of other sticks there, they know which stick was theirs because of the smell from her hands and whatnot. It's easy for them. But some dogs just really, really shine at it. And some dogs just love it. Like when I took Chesney, by the time we got halfway through, I just had to let go of the leash and let her do her own thing. I couldn't keep up.
She's a good girl.
And, you know, it's so much fun for them. But yeah, it was so neat to see like Beaker just figured out the game and went. And I love that when you see that in a dog. And I think that all dogs should have some kind of enrichment that, you know, they use their natural skills, whether it's rooting, digging, and like scent detection is great. Barn hunt can be, it depends on your dog and their prey drive. Some people don't want to bring that out in their dog.
Yes.
But if you always do it in that sort of same environment, it's usually good. I feel a little bad for the gerbils.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would be a good one. And I personally love the game. I used to take Kuno to the park and because he loved mandarin oranges. That would be our thing. And I would put him in a downstay and I would roll circles around a whole bunch of trees because when you carry an item, you leave an odor trail. And so you want to cross your path a few times to make it really hard. And I would hide it like 4 feet off the ground. So it wasn't easy. And then pick up the leash, tell him to find it. And he would track the odor trail we left and get, you know, to the tree and be sniffing up and down the tree. And finally he would grab that orange and it was like, look, we found it. And then we could share the orange and snack. It was great. And it uses their brain. It really tires them out too. That is one thing. Scent work, because they have to think so much. It does tire them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a great one for Beaker. And it was so cool to see a dog just excel, like having never done it before, just figure it out and get all the wins.
Yeah.
So that was great.
We've worked with Bernoulli on that a little bit. But Beaker did the course in about a quarter of the time that Bernoulli took. Like she just went from egg to egg to egg, like effortlessly.
Yeah, it was awesome. And like the big thing with that is you don't want to have to help the dog. You want them to figure it out and think on their own.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, for someone like Bernoulli, is practice at home with really easy ones till they are sure what they're doing. Because really, it's not that they can't do it; it's that they're not sure that's what you want. And once they know that, then it gets easier. But like she flew through there. You could have had like 50 eggs and she would have just been having the time of her life.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the end, she figured out how to open them. She's like very gentle and dainty. So she's like,
Yep,
oh,
just
I
squeeze
found,
it.
help me. Can you open it, please? And then by the end, she's like, wow, like just smashed them with her paw and got into them. So
Yeah.
And actually, I like to use the eggs kind of year round because just hiding treats in the open, I don't like to let the dog necessarily find food and eat it because you never know what they're finding.
Mhm.
So at least with the eggs, it's always that same sort of target.
Mhm.
And they're cheap after Easter.
oh yes, 50% off.
Exactly. And I mean, I think I buy 50 at a time because, they break. But yeah, it was really
Yeah.
cool to see that. So, yeah, if you want, we'll put together a scent kit and get it down to you and, we'll figure it out.
Sure.
Maybe we'll make it into, we can look at doing a little master class on scent games too.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
that would be awesome.
You betcha. Yeah, we'll talk in the back end. And again, thank you for inviting us, Marla. It was a real fun day.
It was awesome to have you.
It was awesome, and we really appreciate the opportunity for building Beaker's confidence.
Mhm.
So that's one of the challenges that we've had with her is she's a bit of a shy dog, but also has a big personality. So her being able to get out and interact with other people, other dogs, is always a win for us, which is why we do the pack walk and why we're going into stores in the community, just to make our good dogs the best dogs that they can be. So they're confident and calm and
Mhm.
all the things that we love about our dogs and yours. Chesney is a star. I just
Yeah.
love her. And Kenji, he was so good. He was so happy, happy to be there, and he really enjoyed it. Was Doug able to get back in the vehicle?
Yes, actually, as soon as you left, that was it. And like Doug has come so far. When I
Mhm.
met Doug, you couldn't be like 30 feet near Doug. He would be losing his mind. And now it's just the stimuli. Oh, like I don't know what I want to do. And so it got a little overwhelming. And that's a new setup for them. It's a new vehicle.
Yeah,
So but yeah, no, they didn't have to like move permanently into the parking lot because their dog wouldn't get in the vehicle. So,
I was wondering, I'm like, Jason, I think we should go. I think
Yeah.
Us having our vehicle there and like our dogs there, like I said, they just need us not to be just that extra distractor.
Mhm.
And then I'm glad he got in the vehicle.
Yeah.
oh, it's amazing the difference 10 feet can make to a dog. Like just that little bit of extra space. It's their comfort level, and it's a lot for a dog like Doug to like. He's got new people, he's got new dogs, but it's interesting because scent detection is one of the things that has built his confidence so much because he's a fear reactive dog.
Mhm.
And he literally, when he went places with them, they would have to take mats, like little carpets, because he would be afraid to walk across the floor when they went to like an Airbnb.
Mm.
So they have to lay out mats so he'd have a trail to walk on. He was that stressed. And now they go and can hide an odor in an Airbnb and then cue him to find it. He forgets that he's afraid of the floor, goes and finds it, and then he's fine.
That's so
It's
cool.
amazing.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, he's come a long way. He's so cute.
Anyhow, on that note, I will let you guys finish. But I just wanted to say, like, Beaker stole the show. She was a superstar.
Yay. We love our golden girl. Thank you, Marla. That's very, very kind of you to say that. All right. Well, thanks for everybody who spoke today. So Bianca and Marla, thank you. And for everybody who asked questions, really appreciate that. I think we'll leave with you guys with something very cool. So if you're watching, I've thrown up on screen a little something we're working on.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's not quite there yet, but we're getting the updated artist sample Monday. So it's been a much slower process than the last one, than the Bernoulli stuffy. But yeah, we are working on a brick stuffy. That's what the back looks like. It, aside from like a little bit of coloration on his tail, it really looks like bricks. So they've done a really good job with his ears. They're so cute. The back of them just looks adorable. And to the paw pack, we have some exciting things to talk with you guys about tomorrow that we'll get your opinion on. So can't wait to talk tomorrow night to the paw pack. And then, oh, somebody's asking what the paw pack is. The paw pack is our, it's like our Patreon. You can find it on our website. There's like a little tab that says paw pack. It's like, it is like Patreon, but it's our version of Patreon and it's better than Patreon. So yeah, it's totally optional to sign up.
Yeah, but you get access to certain extras that we provide
Yeah.
in our community, and one of those is the Paw Pack chat. Depending on the tier, you get to come on Sundays and talk with us about like designs that we're thinking or product that we're do a little bit of research. Yeah.
So if you go to I'm sharing the screen for the people who are live. If you go to our website, you could see if you would like one of our books. We've got Text from Bunsen 4 there. Yeah, so the Join the Paw Pack, you click there, and then it talks a little bit about the 3 different tiers. Patreon has tiers, just like we have tiers. Each tier gets you access to different things. And then there's the pricing down there. We did keep it pretty reasonable for the amount of goodies you get for the people that support us. Totally optional though. If that's something that you're interested in supporting what we do, we would love to see you on the Paw Pack. That's my elevator pitch, Chris.
That's amazing.
I
I was
know.
just going to say there are tears,
Yeah.
but not crying tears, unless you're crying so hard you're laughing at our content.
Sometimes that happens in Paw Pack chat. It gets pretty off the rails pretty quickly.
Yeah, laughing so hard you're crying.
Yeah.
Tears. But yeah, there are different tiers of support. And we appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll wrap up and then we'll send everybody on their way.
Okay, once my voice is feeling better, we're going to do the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I was sick and then you were sick. So I lost my voice. And then just as it was coming back, you got sick.
Yeah.
So,
it's been a thing.
Yeah. We've been 2 weeks out of not doing a new episode. But that'll change. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got, Chris. Very busy week, exciting week. Artemis 2, talking to NASA. Dogs found a spine. It's been a thing. Thank you for everybody coming to Pet Chat today.
Thank you. We
Okay.
appreciate you.
Okay, take care, everybody.
It's good to see everybody.
Bye-bye.